Veteran Salute, sponsored by Devon James Injury Lawyers.
Wednesday nights are time for our weekly segment, Veteran Salute. It's our chance to honor heroes in our area and thank them for their service.
Tonight, 27 News reporter Matthew Johnstone introduces us to Army veteran John R. Thomas.
Serving over 2 decades with the Army, Sergeant First Class John R. Thomas trained fellow soldiers around the globe before finding his forever home in the Sunflower State. Drafted into the Vietnam conflict, John deployed overseas in the late 60s.
We was like a ready force. They would helicopter us into an area right away and looking, researching, reconning. They sit there and watched us eat dinner. It was a regiment that wasn't looking to be found. They was hiding. And when we got finished, the commander said, "Right through there, John, let's go." It lasted in there, I think they said 10 or 12 hours. It was a pretty good battle. Everybody had been looking for them. They was dangerous.
During the conflict, John was wounded in the wrist, shoulder, and took shrapnel to the back of his leg. Thankfully, the Purple Heart veteran had a swift recovery and saw a bit of divine intervention.
If it wasn't for that dog tag on my leg, something hit it. And it's a good thing I had that side pocket. And it didn't go in my leg, it went into that and stayed there.
The sergeant didn't let those injuries deter him from serving. After some time stateside, he'd spend 7 years with the 1st and 13th Infantry in Germany, training U.S. and local soldiers.
We was close, not too far from the Russian border, and they kept us training all the time. Stay alert, you know. They warned us about the Russian could ride around freely, but don't give them no information, but report them when you see them.
Training others abroad didn't stop there, though.
In the summer, we would go out and train the National Guard at different places, like Virginia and Puerto Rico, and then we went on reforges.
John approached his leadership role with compassion and saw himself as a father figure for the younger soldiers.
I learned from the older generation how they treat them and everything. I treat them like men, not like hollering at them or anything. I was never at that level of hollering at people. I talked to them just like I'm talking to you.
John would finish his service at Fort Riley, where he fell in love with the Manhattan community. He's called that region home since '89 and continues to give back nowadays by volunteering throughout the Flint Hills. Working for you, Matthew Johnstone, 27 News.
And we highlight veterans in our community every week, just like John. So if you know someone we could feature in this segment, please check the Veteran Salute section at KSNT.com.
And sharing their story isn't the only way we honor these heroes, because each and every week, the featured vet receives a gift. Take a look.
On behalf of Devon James Injury Lawyers, we're honored to recognize this week's veteran who hails from Manhattan, John R. Thomas. Mr. Thomas served our country in the United States Army. Thank you so much for your service, and we're excited to give you a check for $500.
It was an honor to serve. Thank you.
Veteran Salute, sponsored by Devon James Injury Lawyers.